Okay, so who's green? Yay! Okay, now here are your Green Elite team in the room today. I'm very excited. And as I was saying to Joanne last night, I was thinking of any top tips that I've picked up over the years, and I know that we have to have 3 really important skills. So we looked at it like a stool. So if you can sell and book, if you can sponsor new people, and you can promote out new greens, all in equal measure, you've got a fantastically balanced business. But if you were a stool and you just had 3 pieces of wood and you sat on them, that would hurt your bum, wouldn't it? Yeah. So you have to have a seat. What do you think your seat is? It's the attitude that you have to your skills. So therefore it's your attitude, not aptitude, that will give you the altitude that you deserve in the business. So have the right attitude, have the 3 strengths. And don't get me wrong, if you have a leg that's wobbly or it's shorter than the others, where are you going to be?
On your ass.
On your ass? Is that how you do it? So that's good, because we'll wobble and fall, and success is getting up one more time than you fall. And when we can strengthen that shorter leg and build that skill, we'll give you the balance. So I thought for this point with these lovely greens, we'll start them off with the sales and booking aspect of your skill, and we'll get a top tip from each of them related to sales and booking. Would we? Would that be acceptable, ladies?
Yeah.
Jennifer, start with you. Who's this lovely orange lady?
Karen.
Off you go.
Sales and booking. Action. You just have to do it. You just need to speak to people. You need to book parties, get people around to look at your products. Yeah, you just need to do it. Action is my tip. You just have to do it. You can't think about it. Just pick up the phone and phone people. Get on the laptop, Google, phone people, can I book an event, home party. Just do it. Action. That's my tip.
Action.
Action.
Do it. Mag, what's yours?
Again, it's all about being present with your team, talking to everybody as much as you possibly can. Put it out there that you're there for them. And again, positive, be positive at all times. You know, we all have shit days, shit weeks, shit months. But on Facebook, it's, wow, fantastic, look what I'm doing this month, look what I've got booked, isn't this amazing? Just had this fantastic party. So many girls turned up. I had this party where only 2 people turned up, but we still did fantastically for the whole steps. Be over egg your omelette.
Over egg
your omelette.
Too much is never enough.
Never enough. Teeth enough. Teeth enough.
Yay!
Follow
Follow up.
Yeah.
Fortune.
If you've got happy customers, they're more likely to come back and reorder and recommend you. So look after your customers and they'll be repeat customers. Simple. Yay!
I would say get your customers involved. So if you've got a customer that's beautiful, get them to put their selfies on and tag all their friends in it.
I'm going to reiterate what Karen was saying about speaking to people. I had a really sort of bad last week or so with how I've been feeling, so I haven't been as present as I could have been. And last night I decided I'm too close to Orange to not fight for it. So started private messaging and talking to people, generally just chatting and going, I'm doing an order, I try and get an order in, like once a week, bulk order in, and I realised I've only got a couple of people, and I've usually got more. So messaging folk, I know you've interested, do you realise I'm doing an order this weekend, or I've got a wee raffle on to get some credit, you interested? But in the conversation, not just spammy messaging them. And I've now got a lot more orders just in one day. So people won't order if they don't know you're doing it.
What I love as well when you see a row of leaders like this is you can't stereotype. You know what I was saying to you, that there's only you like you in the world. Isn't it fabulous that we can be who we are and still be successful? So, who's our orange person? Where's my coloured slide gone? You turned it off. Right, orange ladies, come on. So these ladies have got a minimum of 20,000 a month business and one minimum green elite. So we would be remiss of us not to actually look at some sponsoring tips, wouldn't it? And if we could go along and get you all to do a small chat about that, that'd be amazing.
I just talk to everybody when I'm out speaking to people, even if it is a partying thing. I always bring up recruiting. I don't say the word recruit. I don't say join my team. I hate it, and I tell my team that as well. So just go and speak to them as people. Be yourself. Tell them what there is in the business and what they can get from the business.
Can you give us a little script maybe as to what you do say? Like if you were...
I was speaking to Kirsty about this last night. Even at parties, I've got a little left-right game.
Oh yeah.
And what I do is going about it and like telling a bit about the opportunity and what it can bring you, and it would be silly not to do something with this right. So then they're passing the gift along again to say, so you're left and right with them. And make them think about it. Even put in about having parties as well, because one party is a cue to another party, a possible recruit.
Okay. Jackie?
I kind of the same as most people, I'd imagine. You just speak to every single person that you meet, but without the come and join my team, I kind of go along the line and say, oh, I'm doing this, and do you like this makeup, and wait to show you this, and I always now get in. I've just qualified for a cruise to Jamaica. And recently, before I qualified, it was always like, I'm working towards this cruise, we get this free cruise if we qualify. The thing that I find about when I do sponsor people is that I always tell them that this is a very, very simple business, because you're only talking to people and giving them your opportunity. If they take it, then that's up to them. And I always say to them, don't confuse simple with easy, because it's you get out of it exactly what you want to put in. Because a lot of people are quite frightened, and I say to them, if you only want to do Christmas gifts and supply to your friends and family, that's absolutely fine. Personally, I want to go all the way, and some of them tend to sign up because the fear's taken away, because they know that there'll be no goals, no plans, there's nothing that they've got to do. But then once they come in and they join the team pages and they see the excitement, they go, and what's that next colour? What does that mean? And what does this mean? So with sponsoring, I just, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, I think it's a b just don't bombard them with too much information. Just kind of feed them little droplets of what's happening for you and what you're doing. And when somebody says no, never ever give up on them, because they really just mean not yet.
Excuse me. I think for me it's about building relationships and attraction marketing and tying the two together. So I'm really active on my Facebook. I try and make it look fun, interesting, which it is, and it's a journey. You know, it's my journey. My journey is different to yours, and you know, what brings me excitement might not bring you excitement. So I share my excitement in my own way. So that's attractive to other people. And then if I'm not getting the results that I want, I increase what I'm doing. So if I want to speak to 10 people in one day, and I'm not getting the results, then I'll speak to 20 people the next day. So I increase my activity that way, but I build relationships. I've got people that are now coming up to me, and it really, really, really does pay off. It's a longer process, is the attraction marketing, but it does work, and I can't stress that enough. You know, people will come up to me from months ago and they say, can you tell me a little bit more about the opportunity again? Can you just send me some more info? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And I had one woman the other day, and she messaged me. I was like, where are you from? You know, and obviously, I was like, how did you find me? And she went, oh, Tanya recommended you. You spoke to me about it, so it's a salon owner or something. And I was like, God, I had to reread through my messages that I'd sent her like 4 months prior. And she'd come back to me, you know, and she was like, oh, I'm going to have a ponder on it. I'd shown her some links and shown her some info, but I don't bombard them with, like, I don't vomit the info either. I make it really, really simple. And that's it, really. Just make friends and be active.
Yeah, definitely attraction marketing. I don't ever do posts on Facebook about joining my team or the opportunity, or I've got 3 spaces for so many ladies this month. I don't do any of that. All I do is congratulate everybody else on their success, buzz about the incentives, buzz about the makeup, buzz about the business every single day, and people ask me, and they ask me, and then obviously the more excited I am, the more, I think I've had messages just this week saying, I am really jealous of what you're doing, and I was like, why? When you can do it as well? And they were like, yeah, but it costs £79. I was like, yeah, but for that £79, I've got £20,000 business, and well, I'm not earning £20,000 a month yet. But I've got a £20,000 business, Jamaican cruise, Utah, and they're like, yeah, and I'm really jealous of that. And I'm like, why? And you can do it as well. There's nothing to be jealous about. And it is definitely a longer process doing it that way. But I find that the people that come to me because they've watched what I've done for so long are the people that are going to stick around and do what you've done because they've watched you for so long. They've not just come in and gone, can I have some info on the business? You gave them some, and then they don't look at anything you're doing and nothing's exciting on your wall or anything like that. They've followed you for that long that they sort of already know what they need to be doing themselves anyway, and it does take a bit longer that way, but the girls that do come in are the girls that are staying, that I've found, by doing it like that.
Sorry, I just want to say as well, if you probably sat there thinking, yeah, but I am on the trip to Jamaica. I have got 20,000 PRS on my comp sales. You know, we were all where you are now, but we still did that back then. So even though you're white, you know, you might have gone out and bought a pair of shoes, or you might have bought a new handbag, or you might have bought your kiddie a little toy or something. Share it, share that excitement, you know. Did Unique play a part of that? It might be that you can work from home. Yeah, then Unique did do that, you know, because you were able to play with your little kiddie with the new toy. You know, anything, just bring about a reason to involve Unique as well.
Yeah, I love a story that Charlie told that from right at the very beginning. I'm sure most of you all know who Charlie is, and if you don't, find her on Facebook because she's amazing. But I love a story that she tells of before Unique, obviously, we were involved in pre-launch, so there was a lot of build-up before we'd even launched. And she can remember being with her boys and not being able to just treat them to an ice cream because she didn't have the money there at the time. And for her, the best thing that this business has done for her is that she can take the kids to the beach, give them an ice cream,
and she absolutely like loves that. That's what that's done for her. If they want an ice cream, I don't have to be like, I've only got £2, so let's go to Iceland and get a whole tub of ice cream to share. I can be like, yeah, let's go to the ice cream man, get ice cream, and it's just amazing. It is, yeah.
And what about your online event, Danielle? Because you're good at, like, you do a really good online recruitment and things as well.
Yeah. You know how we all do online parties, or if you're not doing them, you should be doing them. Because, and I'll start with parties and then I'll move on to the recruitment side of it.
Yeah.
Because with the parties, obviously, each party you have, it might not be successful, and you might think, oh, I didn't get any sales from that party, or I didn't get any interest in that party, so I'm not doing them again. And it's the same with the recruiting events. I do them as a party, so it's like an hour set aside where all my team can also invite all of any of their potentials, and spend an hour like quick firing things about the business like you would do with a party with the products. So people might be interested, they might not be interested there and then, but what you've done by having like an event online where you've talked about the businesses, you've already planted that seed straight away, so then when they're following you continuously, because you've planted that initial seed with them, it'll grow into a forest.
They just nosy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They
nosy. Curiosity
Yeah.
kills a cat every time.
Yeah,
So maybe once a month, set up an online event, run it like a party, spend that 1 hour, fire in loads of business info, obviously mentioning about the retreat and obviously the incentives and things like that. It's just a quicker way to get so many more people involved in seeing what it's all about, but in a really relaxed way. Not where, oh, can I have some information? Yeah, I'll pass you some information. And I also find by doing it as a event on Facebook as well, more people are asking questions, and you always know you don't want to be the first one to ask. So you'll sit quiet, so when that first person's asked a question, then somebody else will ask a question, then somebody else will ask a question. And I found that it's a really good way to get the information out there. And
Danielle, could I just ask
yeah.
you to post like a little opportunity video within that hour?
I haven't, but I do well.
Like
Yeah, no, I'll post like the top 5 reasons to join Unique. Post that everywhere. You'll find that on YouTube. It's on the Unique Corporate YouTube channel. I always post that one. But no, I haven't posted any other ones. Again, it's just a buzz about the business. I spend the hour buzzing about the business.
And you prepare your post, don't you? So
Yeah, it's all
like cut and paste it in so that people are
I've done it all
forward.
now. Yeah, I've done it all now. So now any future ones I do, the business is always the same. You tweak it as little things change, but it's a copy and paste, so it can be really quick fire. And
Because it would be really fabulous for you all to have one of these events set up for next Thursday for the new role.
well, if anybody wants the post that I've got for mine, just send me a message and I'll send you them.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Can I just pick up what Danielle was saying about parties and them not all being successful?
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to have met Sheila and Katie when they came
Oh,
over
that's
to
right,
Glasgow. And one thing that really struck to me was Katie was telling me, like, she doesn't do online parties, they're just not successful for her at all. But she's still successful in herself. So if one line of it isn't successful for her, you focus on something else that is.
But one thing I find about online parties and why I think everyone should be doing them, whether they're successful or not, what a better way to build your network than to have a group or an event full of different people that you don't know from one hostess every single time you have a party.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You might not sell anything, you might not get any interest, but my God, are you building a network every time you do a party? Because they're more than happy to accept you as a friend. That's what I do. Every party I do, I add all the guests that are there as a friend. Anybody who's interacted in a party, at the end, I will message them and just say thank you for attending. Don't mention anything, oh, would you like any more info, or can I give you some more information on this? Just say thank you for attending. And then that also gives them a stepping stone as well, to be like, oh yeah, it was really good, can I have some information on this, kind of thing. And if they don't reply, it's fine, but I've made that effort to message them at the end. And for me, that's where the sales come with the online parties. It's never in the party, it's with the follow-up afterwards.
A lot of people get stuck as well on you need a good host to be able to do your party, but my last party, my host didn't even turn up, and I still got a £200 party. So, although the she added all her friends into this group. It wasn't as active as it could have been if she was helping, but it could still be successful. And then, like you say, added all the folk and I've got other parties from
I don't
her.
like doing that, adding 5 people a day, and I know that I might get like shot by some people because I know a lot of people are like, add 5 people a day, because I don't know who I'm adding. Who am I adding? Just some random 5 people every day. Whereas in a party, I've made that initial connection with those people in a party. Therefore, it doesn't come across so, for me, strange or along the lines of cold calling, which I absolutely hate because I've made that initial contact with somebody from the party, and I think it's I think it's just an amazing way to build a bigger network. It's also quicker than having 5 people a day that you don't know, and then you get the messages, "Hi, do I know you?" And then you're like, and never ever know how
Or
to
you get the
reply.
messages, "How are you doing? I've not seen you for ages," and you're like, "I've never met you before in my life." What do I say?
Can you see that when you move through the compensation plan, you have a lot more to say? So, thank you to our orange elite.